Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic in our MusicTown studios here on the second floor of Hockeytown, downtown Detroit. And I have another special guest in the studio today, so welcome to Apropos. Hello there.
Thank you so much for having me. Hi.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Been looking forward to this.
Yeah. And apparently you were here like an open mic night or something with our MusicTown before. So
yes, ma'am. Yes.
You're familiar with us, but I am not familiar with you.
That's right.
So we're going to have some fun learning about what you're all about and hear some music and everything. So.
Awesome.
And people that know you, as you normally have a band with you.
That's right.
Right. So
That's right.
solo today.
It is, but hey, we're gonna have some fun, like you said, and we're gonna make it work. So.
Okay. Yeah. We got to make it work. The show must go on, right?
That's right.
Well, I appreciate you coming in here. I know you had some issues with the band, so hopefully they're all good.
Yeah.
So now you're from this area originally. No, you were. Yes, you lived in Detroit most of your life.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Born in Baltimore, raised in
that's what it
Detroit.
is. Okay. But the interesting thing is, you also kind of have connections with London at this point.
Yes, ma'am. Label I'm signed to called I Am Sound, Beverly Martell Records, is based in London, England.
Okay.
Recorded some of my album there. Recorded some of it in Los Angeles as well. So just kind of bringing both of those places back to Detroit here.
Well, and I saw that in London. I thought, well, why would he be going over there to record? I mean, we have so many great recording studios, including MusicTown. I'm thinking,
absolutely.
Okay, there must be something I'm not connecting here. So,
Right.
So that's your label. Then that makes more sense.
Absolutely.
Now. And this is for the last album you did, the recent one.
Versatility.
Versatility. Yeah, that's almost a year now. It's
Yep,
been out.
November 2nd. November
Okay.
2nd. Yeah.
But you've had how many before that did you do?
Zero. I haven't had any albums out.
I don't know why I thought you had more than that. So your debut then?
That's correct.
How's that going?
I love it. It's a very versatile number of songs. All the way from a little bit of country to alternative, a little bit of hip hop on there. So I just wanted to kind of give a taste of all of my musical background on the album.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's always fun when it's your first one.
Absolutely.
That's a huge thing for any musician is when you open that box and there's all your your CDs are right there.
That's right.
And it's like that's got to be the most amazing feeling when you see that.
Yep. Yeah, man. And it was a great time recording too. I've done a lot of recording in my career, but nothing as professional as what I did in London. So that was also a big part of it, just the experience of being in different studios and recording with songwriters and producers and things like that. So it was a great experience.
You have to. Well, let's back up a little bit. So you have been doing the music for quite a few years. You've been playing the piano for many years.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you were very young when you started playing piano. Did you? Did a parent or somebody influence you to pick up piano? That's not a big instrument that a lot of little kids would do.
I definitely showed interest in it. And then my mother just, kind of just went the extra mile and, got me involved in it, started lessons and, bought my first piano. So I definitely did have some encouragement from my mother as far as piano is concerned. And from there, I just took off to drums and vocals. So I started on piano and then, kind of opened myself up to different other areas of music.
Do you play guitar or any other instruments, or you stick with the keys?
I've been practicing guitar for a little bit. Just kind of started this year. Just learning some chords and tabs and stuff like that. So I'm hoping to perfect that in the next couple years.
Well, but you do have a band that backs you up, so
That's
you're
true.
good there.
Absolutely.
You got that covered at least, for now.
Yep.
So, and was this band on this new album? This whole band?
Actually, no. The band that I have together, this group of musicians, just kind of picked myself for live performances.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, cool. Very cool. What we're going to do is, as you can see, there's no band here, but he is going to sing with the music behind him. So when all else fails, this is what we got to get them in here. So,
That's right.
now is this going to be a song from that new album?
Yes. So I'm gonna play a few songs from my album. This first one is going to be called Modern Art.
Okay.
And this song is one of my favorites off the album.
Oh.
Really reminds me of kind of like festival. I just really picture outdoors when I
Did something
play this song.
inspire you to write this? I mean, interesting title, Modern Art. Like, were you in the DIA, the Detroit Institute of Arts, or something?
This song actually, my label actually bought this song from a band that was kind of shopping around for this song.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
kind of different because it was written for a band, and I just kind of put my own spin on it.
Oh,
so.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. A true musician, can take something and fit it to what
That's right.
What you sound
That's
like.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's hear it then.
All right.
Modern Art with Apropos.
Mm-hmm.
Open up and let me be the one to tell you I've been here before. I'm feeling up and I can't seem to speak, and I can't seem to preach about it anymore. I know, I feel it in my bones, this thing is wrong for sure. So tell me if I'm trying too hard. You've pushed it too far, so let's break it out for more. Whoa, oh, oh, you got me in the dark. This ain't no work of art. Tell me where you will go. Whoa, oh, oh, why do you say these names? You're driving me insane. Tell me where you will go. I know you think the truth isn't good enough, but if I wasn't lying, would you question love? I want you to show me. Do you want me to show you too? Oh, I know, I feel it in my bones, this thing is wrong for sure. So tell me if I'm trying too hard. You push it too far, so let's break it out for more. Whoa, oh, 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 you got me in the dark. This ain't no work of art. Tell me where you will go. Whoa, oh, 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 why do you say these names? You're driving me insane. Tell me where you will go. Just give it up one more time. Don't waste it all on one more try. I've seen it all, and now you're mine. I don't wanna go alone, go alone. Hey, whoa, whoa, oh, oh, you got me in the dark. This ain't no work of art. Tell me where you will go. Whoa, oh, 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 why do you say these names? You're driving me insane. Tell me where you will go. Where you will go. Oh, where you will go. Hey, hey. Oh, where you will go. Oh, where you will go. Yeah.
Nice. Modern Art with Apropos. See, pause it for the next song.
Thank you
Nice
so much.
stuff. Nice stuff.
Thank you.
Now, did you have vocal lessons down somewhere in the dance there? Or?
I loved choir as a child,
okay.
middle school and high school. So I never took any private, vocal lessons growing up, but I was always involved in choir, and I did some stuff with like solo and ensemble. went out and did some performances, won some awards. So that's really where my vocal training came from. It started in middle school.
Gotta love the school systems that keep the arts,
Oh, absolutely,
Gotta love
absolutely.
In fact, wasn't it your middle school teacher that really kind of encouraged you to go this path?
100%. Shout out to Mr. Brown if he's
What school?
East Middle School.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I love it when teachers see something in a kid and just give them that little extra push. And
that's really where it starts too.
Yes.
I mean, the developing years as far as a musician, I would date back to that. That's when I really grasped it and understood how to read music, chords, and even a little bit of music theory and stuff like that. So that's really where it starts.
Yeah, I'm just so excited when schools that got rid of it are bringing it back. You're seeing a little more of that too, because that is so important.
Yeah.
For kids. I mean, well, look, it took you on that's your career now.
Absolutely.
It took you on a great path.
Absolutely.
And didn't you sing? And I apologize if I'm getting this mixed up, but
right.
with church, in church, you were in the choir with that, or
no? I actually played drums for church. That's
okay.
when, like earlier when I was explaining how piano kind of led me to other instruments. So I played gospel drums.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, another, especially a lot of us go to church as kids, we're experiencing all of that and exposure to the music, gospel music, and influence you in, a little bit there as well. So.
Absolutely. Another thing about that is just to piggyback on what you're saying, I also love, as far as the industry is concerned, seeing musicians who are now maybe doing pop or hip hop that grew up in the church. It's really that foundation, I believe, is that style of music, gospel, which really kind of molds you and kind of, sets you on your way to other genres. So, I mean, people from, Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, Kings of Leon. These are all people who grew up in the church and started doing music in the church, and now are doing a different type of genre. So
you mean those?
It's important.
So you mean those two people that didn't really start with the Mickey Mouse Club that they were?
yeah, Justin Timberlake and Christina.
Oh darn! That's where I was so confused.
Right.
You blew that. No. So important. And whatever you're exposed to, it's, parents out there just need to expose their kids to all kinds of music. So, and it was interesting too because you're saying the hip hop or the pop or whatever, and you're kind of like, as you mentioned earlier with this record, a little bit of everything.
Absolutely, the apropos. That's why I chose the name. I really feel that I'm apropos to every genre.
Yeah.
I can do anything.
Do you think that's? Of course, you have a label, but sometimes. And unfortunately, in the business, they want a specific genre so they can market you better or,
Correct.
have you certain places. Do you think that helps you or hinders?
I mean, I noticed it did hinder me a little bit in the beginning, especially when I went over there and, we were trying to put the album together. I did have to stick up for myself a few times and kind of let them know not to put me in a box. So I would just say, independent label or major, you really do have to stick up for yourself and, do the music you want to do. So I guess it's kind of a yes and no.
Okay.
But I'm always going to stand up for what I want to do and, the type of music I want to, put out there.
Yeah.
So.
And plus now with the different genres of music, I have not heard the whole album, so can't specifically say how much is more or less of another one, but you can take the specific songs, like the hip hop, and then kind of push that out there in that realm, and then people will follow you because they like that particular song, and then all of a sudden they find out, hey, this guy's got this other stuff too, So it can go both ways. That it can help you find different fans.
That's true. Yep.
Have you found that's what's happening with this album, or no?
A little bit. I would say, my fans definitely, I wouldn't say fans, I'd like to say my supporters, kind of can definitely see the difference between the modern Motown sound that I have on the album and the more pop, mainstream stuff.
Yeah.
But, again, that just shows, the versatility. So I always think that my supporters will understand if there's a mainstream type sounding song that does come out. They know that I can back it up with something that is a little bit more homegrown, a little more soulful, a little more modern Motown-ish, as I like to say. So.
Yeah. Well, then appropriate title of the album.
I like how you're talking. I like that. That's right.
Yeah. Versatility.
Versatility.
But I love how you put the verse in parentheses.
Yeah, that was actually
Interesting.
my business partner's idea when we were coming together with the album and just kind of brainstorming on what we should call it. Just because, the album is so versatile. So after all the recording and stuff was done, it's like, man, like we can't focus on one just branch, one part of this album. Like, what are we gonna call it?
Right.
And his idea was to kind of throw the word verse in there, and obviously put it in parentheses, just because it is a music term. It's
Yes, right.
and just let people know that this album is completely versatile.
Completely versatile, but it's a lot about verse. The verse of the song.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. It just it works.
Yep.
Isn't it
That was a
cool when
cool
you can
idea.
come up with an idea like that? It's like, oh, this is so good because it fits.
And also too, it was one of those moments where it's just we thought of that and instantly we weren't changing it at all. We're like, that's it. That's it.
You mentioned Motown. Was that, growing up in this area, huge influence, I would imagine?
100%. Motown was one of the first genres that I just, I guess as a child, we all have our first memories, that we remember. As far as music is concerned, those are my first music memories. Listening to, on a Saturday morning or something, my mom putting on some soulful stuff like Stevie Wonder, Martha and the Vandellas, the Supremes. So that's my first, music memory. If someone were to ask me, what's the first type of music you heard? I definitely would say it was Motown.
You can't live in this area and not
That's right.
be influenced by it and know it and love it and hear it and all of
That's
that.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm so excited and just kind of off in left field here, but
What's that?
just saw today Berry Gordy, of course, Motown.
Of course.
Is going to donate, or did, I think he is going to donate $4 million to the renovation of our little Hitsville museum.
Oh, right. Yes.
I'm
yes.
so excited about that.
Yeah.
It's so cool. So bring more people to see
Absolutely.
where this all started.
Absolutely. I had some family in town. I had a performance about a few weeks ago, and I had some family from Florida and Virginia, and they stopped at Hitsville for the first time, and just I hadn't talked to anyone that had never been there.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's been so long. Just to hear how excited they were just about the history of Motown was cool to see. And obviously it was also cool that they were, family members of mine. But with the new renovation, I think it's just going to bring a group of, eclectic people from all over the world who just, know and respect Motown. Another thing about Motown that I love and so interesting is that, this genre was created. This is it's, you can't put it in a category of soul. You can't put it in a category of R&B. Motown is Motown. And, to be, here in Detroit, kind of raised in Detroit and to be a part of that, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
To really have an understanding of this genre that was created by a man who, started a conglomerate.
Yeah.
So much love to Berry Gordy and, everybody over at Motown. I think it's great that Motown will never be forgotten.
It stands alone,
Exactly.
basically, and it influences so many like yourself.
Absolutely.
Which is cool that,
Huge influence.
how many more young kids can be influenced by this and, change their path, whatever it may be, just never know. So between, things like that in the schools, the teacher, your middle school teacher, Mr. Brown, did you say
That's
it was?
right, yeah, Mr. Brown.
Kudos to Mr. Brown. And all the teachers that that really encourage the kids and to love music and really delve into it and know
100%.
about it and look where it's brought you.
That's right.
So very cool, very cool.
That's right.
All right, how about we get another song in?
Yeah, speaking of Motown, I'd like to do this song called Maybe that I wrote with a good friend of mine named Dave Wilder. I went out to L.A. To do a couple of records with him, and he's a very talented individual. He plays bass and he produces. He actually co-wrote Macy Gray's first album, including the song "I Try."
Okay.
So this was my favorite person to work with on Versatility. Him and I really connected.
And how did you meet up with this guy? I mean, this is a big name.
Through my label.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And
good to know. Good connections.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So it was a blessing to work with him.
Okay.
So this song is called "Maybe," and it's just my ode to Detroit. And I hope everybody enjoys.
Awesome. Apropos.
When we spoke the last time, I was looking at the skyline. It was cold outside. I think about you often through the night, turning and tossing. But am I on your mind? There's so much distance. How do we get across? Hey. And how we end it. Oh, is it all for night? Maybe we can move beyond what hurt us so bad. And maybe we could share a slice of the past we had. Time keeps slipping through our hands, so far away from all the plans we used to make. Holidays and birthdays pass, seasons never seem to last. Are you okay? There's so much distance. How do we get across? Say, and how we ended. Oh, is it all for night? Maybe we can move beyond what hurt us so bad. And maybe we could share a slice of the past we had. Maybe, oh maybe we can, you and I, beyond what hurt us so bad. And maybe, oh maybe we could share a slice of the past. Now baby, you know it's been far too long. And every time I think about you, I just wonder, are you thinking about me? Now as I travel the road, meeting different women from here and there, oh no, none of them compare to you, baby. But I want to sing something for you. Can I do that? Can I? Now wait a minute. Maybe, I said maybe, oh, maybe we can move, you and I, oh maybe, oh we could, maybe, oh maybe, oh you and I, oh darling, yeah, oh we could, Woo! Thank you.
Apropos, maybe, from his latest album, Versatile.
Versatility.
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 Which is versatile.
That's right.
Nice. I love that nice little vibe that was starting out. As like, oh, man,
Thank you.
You can hear that influence.
I appreciate it, and I love really doing different renditions of my song. I've never sang maybe that way, and I just
This was
really
the first
feeling
what
it
you
good.
just did. You mean?
I'm sorry.
This was the first what you just did with the way you sang
Yes,
it?
yes.
Oh.
It was just a totally different
Okay.
rendition. Just a little more calm.
Yeah.
I like to
Nice.
just go with the energy. I'm feeling very content, calm, cool, collected right now. So I just
Good.
wanted to change it up a little bit. So
Love that. Love that.
yeah.
Yeah, great song.
thank you. Thank you.
Was there a specific woman that was geared towards?
You know what? No, I actually learned from Dave. He's really helped me with my songwriting. Just that I started wanting to make this song about one woman.
Mm-hmm.
And he just told me, the importance of, putting yourself in other person's shoes. Not every song that you write has to be about a certain situation with you and someone. So we just together collectively just made up this, this character, this man and this woman who are, miles apart and who broke up for one specific reason. But this man is, still as he looks out at the skyline and, as he tosses and turns at night, thinking that this woman is, hopefully thinking about him. So it was really cool. It's like it's almost like writing like a screenplay or being like a director.
Yeah.
You're in charge of these, these characters. So that's one big thing I learned from Dave.
And I've heard this through other things, not through songwriting, but it just clicked when you said that. It's like, well, you make up an avatar of the person, and I do a lot with the business stuff, and it's like, this is your client. This is who your dream client is.
Right.
Make up that person. What do they do? What do they look like? What do they? How they spend their days and everything. And you gear towards that. It's like that's how you can write a great song.
That's
is
right.
just make up this
That's right.
person.
You got to tap in.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't click before. Like, oh, that would make sense for songwriting. What the heck? Very cool. So, and when you were singing in that, I thought, oh, there's got to be a woman. Because you made it sound so like real, like you experienced it.
And that's another thing that just makes me feel good that supporters, listeners, can relate to that.
Yeah.
To think possibly that I am thinking about a specific woman or that woman or man being so connected to the song that it makes them think of their loved one. That's another great part of songwriting that your supporters and listeners can really relate to it.
And I think probably a few have done that listening to that song, more than a few.
Sure.
But and it's always
my mother loves that song, by the way.
Aw.
So shout out to her. It's one of her favorites.
all right, Mom. And that's another thing about songwriting is you need to make a song so that whoever hears it, they can relate somehow.
Absolutely.
And if you can do that, you've hit the jackpot, I think.
That is correct. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So, just onwards and upwards as far as songwriting for me from here. So
Awesome. All right, I'm going to jump to the Pam exam here.
Oh, the Pam exam.
Yeah,
Let's
the
get
Pam
it.
exam.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, I'm just going to pull a random
Man,
question.
I love stuff like this, Pam. Let's do it. Let's do it.
You're back in school,
Let's go.
which officially started for a bunch of kids yesterday, so we'll pretend.
Yeah.
All right, best kept secret in Metro Detroit.
Best kept secret.
Yeah.
Man, one of them. I went there probably like a few months ago. This place called Chili Mustard Onions, man. I mean,
Chili Mustard Onions?
That place is it's
Coney
great.
dog,
It's
right?
a vegan. Yeah, it's a vegan spot.
Oh.
My lady and I went there a few months ago, and I was blown away. I was literally blown away. So it may not be the biggest secret, but it was a secret to me.
I've never heard of it.
And that secret got exposed because I had what was called a Big Mac, and this Big Mac is a Impossible patty dressed up just like a Big Mac, and I kid you not, it tastes just like you're at McDonald's, and it was
Okay.
great. So that's one of the best kept.
Where's this place at?
I am terrible with directions.
Oh, okay. But it's in Detroit.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, I forget exactly where it is. I think maybe like Midtown.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. See, I've never heard of that.
Go to it. It's great.
All right. Cat or dog?
Dog. I'm allergic to cats, unfortunately.
Definitely dog. Is there a quote you live your life by or think of often?
Yes. Bob Dylan once said, "The happiest times of my life are when I'm on stage." And I can relate to that. It's an amazing feeling.
That's your zone, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a powerful quote.
Yeah.
You know, just that energy, the dopamine. You know, it's a great feeling being on stage.
What's the most amount of people you ever played in front of?
Um, Shoot, we did performed at that Traverse City Festival one year with my band.
The Cherry Festival?
Yeah, the Cherry.
Okay.
Yeah, there were. I don't even know how many people there were, but it was
Oh, a
definitely
lot.
the biggest
Yeah, that's a
crowd.
huge event.
Right. So it's that, and then also last year at Aretha Franklin Theater, I opened up for Royce the 5'9" and the Roots with Kid Vicious,
Okay.
and that was a pretty big crowd.
The
too.
Aretha. We're calling it the Aretha.
That's right. You know what was
Yeah.
so cool, Pam? That night was the first night that it was dubbed the Aretha
Oh.
Franklin Theater. So,
that's
so
cool.
Royce the 5'9", the Roots, Kid Vicious, myself, we kind of graced the.
So you
the
will
stage
be
for us.
forever noted as the first bands that.
That's right. That's right.
Nice.
That's right. Yeah.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And I would imagine, do you like when all of a sudden you're on stage? Do you kind of like switch? A switch goes off, and you feel like you're a whole different person or something like that. Does that happen to you or no?
Yes, and you really do have to kind of get into that mode. It
Yeah.
doesn't happen automatically. That's why I really like to have my regimen, you know what I'm saying, before shows, before appearances, because it takes time to get into that zone. It
Yeah.
takes time to get into that you know, different persona. So, absolutely.
So do you have some kind of a ritual before you hit the stage that you have to do? Whatever that. What is that regimen?
I wouldn't say it's a ritual. Just, you know, I like to just have my thoughts gathered. I like to make sure that, you know, my whole band is set up. You know, sometimes I'll throw in the AirPods and, you know, listen to, you know what I'm saying, whatever music I'm feeling that day. But it's really all about just being like, you know, very collected before you get out there.
Nothing worse than rushing and feel like you don't have it together and you could jump on stage. That can be a good feeling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely not good for anybody. If you were a spice, what would it be?
You know, I love, you know, spicy. So I would be probably like some crushed red pepper.
Okay.
I put that on everything.
Do you? Well, it's good for the sinuses when you sing. And you may have said this one already, but just in case, your most memorable music moment?
My most memorable music moment.
Sounds like you've had some good ones.
Yeah, I really have. I mean, honestly, I would say it was, you know, making the 3 tracks off of Versatility with Dave Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I learned so much. There were so many moments within that month.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'd have to just go with the whole time period of making music with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and especially the first album, and you know you're in London of all places. You know,
Well, I was in L.A. with Dave.
with Dave.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
but you know both places.
Still.
You know, I mean, you're in these huge cities that you know. I mean, the hustle and bustle
Man.
around you.
Crazy.
Just the vibe has to be amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and rub off on you in some
Absolutely, man.
sense. I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. If you had access to a time machine, where and when would you go?
I would go back to the 70s,
Okay.
and I'll try to weasel my way into Motown Records. That's what I'd do.
And I would
go to-
imagine you'd weasel well.
Yeah, I would hope so. I'd have a little conversation with Barry, you know, Marvin Gaye, and just try to get on there. You know, that'd be great.
That would be
Mm-hmm.
awesome. I mean, do you know what you would say, or just listen and take it all in?
Oh, I really would just want to listen and just take
Yeah.
some advice.
Yeah.
You know, and then maybe bring it back to 2019 if the time machine will let me come back.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I don't
we'll
know
let
if
you
I don't
do
know
that.
if I'm just
Yeah.
gonna be stuck.
No, you can go back.
All right.
No one's ever asked me that, but yeah, you go back.
I have quite the imagination, Pam.
Well, you're creative. You're a creative, which means you have to have an imagination for your, to
Yes,
come out
ma'am.
in your music and what you do. What is your favorite non-music pastime?
I like writing. We'll see. Writing, I can't really say because that has to do with music. Spending time with family. Spending time with friends. I like to cook. I like video games. That's about it. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite thing you like to cook?
Anything spicy, like I said, like crushed red pepper.
So if you made some oatmeal and you put red pepper on it, you're good, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna think about you next time I see oatmeal and crushed red pepper. I like burgers,
Oh, okay.
steak, different pastas and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
okay.
I like cooking stuff like
The
that.
standards.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I doctor it up a little bit though. I put my own swing on it.
Okay. You mentioned family. Are you from a big family? Lot of
Yes. So my dad's side of the family is from Baltimore, where I was born, and my mother's side of the family is from Middletown, New York.
Oh. Okay. So a big extended family.
Yes.
Okay. And do you have siblings?
I have one brother.
Okay. Is he in music too, or no?
Yes, he actually
Okay.
does. He plays guitar. He also raps. And his all of his children play an instrument.
Nice.
So it's a musical family.
Okay. Cool. Very good. What is your go-to song to sing in the shower?
I have two. At Your Best by Isley Brothers
Okay.
and Let's Get It On, Marvin Gaye.
Oh.
The acoustics, something about the falsetto in At Your Best, and something about the just like the tone of Marvin's voice, the acoustics in the shower, man. Both of those songs are perfect. I suggest it to anybody out there listening next time you're in the shower. Just try hitting them notes. They sound beautiful.
Fill in the blank. I'm really good at blank. I'm really bad at blank.
Really good at driving.
Driving.
I'm really bad at directions. True story. It's all right.
Okay.
I
No,
can
I
be
don't
honest.
mean to.
I can be honest.
Driving. So you're a cautious driver?
Oh,
What do you mean?
No, I'm saying I'm good at driving.
Okay.
And I'm just not the best at directions.
Okay.
Like if somebody's in the passenger seat
Okay.
next to me, oh, which way are we going? Which way? Oh, turn left here. Turn right here. Like, I don't know. It's just something that I don't know.
Well,
Just always have been.
thank
not the
goodness for a
best.
GPS, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's embarrassing sometimes myself. I'll be in the car with myself, and trying to get to a place in Detroit. Put in the GPS. I get there. I'm like, wow. I probably could have done that. I should know exactly where I am. But hey, man,
Yeah.
I'll get there.
That's funny.
It's cool to be honest with
Yeah,
yourself.
it's right around the corner. You know?
Right.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Some country music, to be
Oh,
honest.
country, really?
I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, guilty, like I shouldn't be listening to it, but
No, just
it's just there's some great country music out there, man. Chris Young, some of Garth's stuff is dope. So yeah, kind of when nobody's around, I'll be getting down to some country sometimes.
all right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Would you ever, sing country or put that on your albums?
I have sort of a country song on my album,
okay.
a country-esque song, I guess you would say. So
Okay.
yeah, I would definitely get down and actually record a real country song.
Okay.
Yeah.
This came. I thought of this earlier and never went back to it, but because of the versatility and
Right.
the different genres that you like doing, and you put the different things on your album. So at this point, would you ever consider like, okay, now the next album is going to be just pop, the next then, or just hip hop or R&B or soul or whatever it may be? Is that kind of on the radar or no?
No, I'd like to actually keep my my albums throughout my career exactly like versatility is.
Okay.
The only thing that's going to change, especially with this upcoming album, is it's still going to be very versatile, but this next album I'm working on is going to be a concept album where it's just going to have one specific theme. And the theme is going to carry on from, song one all the way until the end.
Okay.
Okay. But no, I'm going to keep the versatility style going so we're, supporters and fans just understand that when they do pop in my album or press play on the streaming service, that they're going to get a taste of almost everything.
Gotcha. So versatility 2 and then 3 and then 4.
Hey, maybe.
I don't know.
We may name it versatility too. Who knows?
Very cool.
But to everybody out there, I've already started working on it. Started working on it last month.
So when is that? When do you plan to have that out? And
you know what, Pam? I'm kind of taking my time.
good for you.
Taking my time.
No sense rushing it.
No.
And are you going to be doing that? Have you? You still have the label. Do you have to have so many albums with them? Sometimes they say 2 or 3.
I'll actually be done with the label in November.
Okay.
So I only did 1 album with them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Very cool. How about we hear another song?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to say anything about this particular song?
Yeah, this song I wrote with this group called RKCB, a group in LA.
Okay.
And again, I had worked with them after I had worked with Dave, and as far as songwriting, we just kind of came up with this, woman that I'm kind of imagining that is just so natural. Isn't all about the hustle and bustle online, not trying to be somebody other than herself, and just natural beauty. And this song is, really important to me. And surprisingly, the song actually, after I wrote it and, released it, the song actually started reminding me of a woman that I know now and that I'm very fond of. So.
Did you know her at the time you wrote it?
I did not.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Very interesting.
So if she's listening, I think she knows who she is.
Oh, okay. Apropos.
And nobody tells the truth, no lies. Hand up to God, y'all should applaud. I'm so damn proud. She's so smart, she taking extra classes. Curves popping out like I got on them 3D glasses. Imagine if she was there when I got home. In the flesh, no silicone. You live up to what you've shown. All real, so natural. Ain't nothing fake on my baby. She don't pay them girls online, no mind, and the substance is simply amazing. All real, so natural. Ain't nothing fake on my baby. She don't pay them girls online, no mind, and yeah. This ain't a fad, this a movement. Baby, you're a leader and I love how you do it. I know it, but you need to fake for it. These other women try but can't keep up or take from you. And I hate to call them basic, but let's look at you, just face it. This ain't just cause I made it, this real love so dangerous. Impatience, that's how I messed up before, but this is real. Ain't never been here before. If she was there when I got home, in the flesh from silicone, you live up to what you've shown. Hey, she's so natural. Hey, ooh. Hey. babe, that's my babe, that's my babe.
Nice.
Thanks.
Another song from the album.
So that song actually, I ended up deciding to not put that on the album,
okay.
just releasing it as a single.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, you did 3 different songs here. Were any of the songs that you did one of those on the Elton John Spotify list?
No, actually, that song was called "Talk Like That."
Okay.
And
That's pretty cool that you're on that list, first of all. Let's just say
right,
that.
right. And that was actually one of the, when you said best music moments, that was actually one that I was thinking about, getting that shout out from Elton John, having him say my name,
Wow.
having him say he absolutely loves my track. That was definitely one of the best music moments for sure.
When I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, what a
Yeah.
kudos. I mean, Elton John loved your song.
Right,
I mean, that's.
right.
I mean, I'm sure. I've never heard of this before. Your song, so I wasn't familiar with it. It's like, well, how do
Right.
you get on this list? I mean, how does he hear your music?
So what happened with that is my label just shopped it to his excuse me, his program director, because Elton runs his own show, and I got a call a week before this happened from my label owner, and he was just like, "Hey, we're gonna shop this song to Elton." I was like, "All right, cool. Like,
Yeah.
if he likes it, he likes it." And the program director played it for him, and boom, yeah, it just
Wow.
it happened the next day.
Wow.
So Elton just handpicked it, and it was my guitarist. I'll show you a video after we're done. My a really good friend of mine, was sitting on his couch, and we were waiting for it to happen. And I just had the phone by my ear on speakerphone.
Sounds like the draft or
Elton John-
something.
it was ridiculous. Like, as soon as he said it, I was just like, looked at the camera. I was like, oh my goodness. It was a great feeling. So
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
blessed. Definitely blessed. It was an awesome
And I was wondering
experience.
about that because you were in London, with your label, and I thought I wonder if there was a connection there. So didn't
Right.
hurt, but but still, I mean, sure, he gets a lot of songs.
Oh man, absolutely,
him.
absolutely. And I also think that it's cool because there's a lot of artists and legends who do have their own radio show, and they let someone else run it, and they let someone else pick the music. I feel really grateful that Elton goes in his studio and he listens to songs that have been submitted and he says yes or no. And he said yes to Apropos. So.
Well, you think about it. He's done touring, and he said he's done touring. He wants to spend time at home, so he's got time to just listen
That's
to
right.
music. So.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Well, good for you. That is really exciting, and
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I would put that on the resume for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That'd be cool to meet him someday. And just.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
I really
Well,
hope so.
you got a connection over there on the other side of the.
That's right. Other side of the pond, as they say, right?
Yes,
Or
as they
across the
say.
pond, right?
Across the pond, yeah. That is cool. Well, good for you. To
Thank
be
you.
on this
Thank you.
list.
And like I said, earlier before we started this, I've been looking forward to this, and it's so lovely to meet you. And
Oh, well, you too.
all the questions are great. Pam's exam, it's awesome.
Yep. My
just
Pam
having a great
exam
time
is.
this afternoon.
So many people say, "Oh, I've been worried about this," or "I've been looking forward to this," but it's
I like
all
it.
in
I
fun.
love stuff
It's
like
random,
that.
it's all in
Yeah,
fun.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
So let everybody know. I mean, so you're working on another album,
Yes.
and so when that'll be done soon. No, wait.
Probably,
Whenever.
yeah, sometime in 2020.
2020.
I'm taking
Okay.
my time. I'm recording at Heaven Studios, where a good friend of mine, Kid Vicious, and Royce of 5'9". It's nice to have a place that I can call home as far as a studio here. Before I left to London and LA, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a place to record my album where I feel comfortable.
Okay.
And I'm working with, really great producers, a couple songwriters, and we're gonna make this, second installment of Versatility, very special.
Well, I'm sure it will be.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
What
It's gonna be
we've heard
amazing.
today,
Right.
just some cool stuff. So
Yes.
yeah, looking forward to that one. Let us know when you get that done
100%,
with. and
100%. We're gonna stay in contact, man, for sure.
do you have any events coming up in this area?
I do,
that people can go listen and
So
watch?
my new residency here in Detroit is at Willis Show Bar.
Okay.
And So far, I'm there every third Thursday, but tomorrow is a special night. We're going to be doing some filming. Shout out to Sean Patrick, the owner. I'm going to be there tomorrow playing 2 sets, one at 8 and one at 10, with a full band. Please come out and support. Special drinks by Patron will be there. Rosie's Eatery will be there. And just come have a great night with Apropos, you know.
And this will be the full band?
This will be with the full band. And then on Saturday, please come join me at Dally in the Alley. We'll be playing at 12:30.
Oh, yeah, that's coming up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good event. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
All right. So, and where's this place at that you'll be at? The Willis?
Willis Show Bar?
Yeah.
That's on Willis. It's right by Antonio. I think that's considered Corktown, I believe.
Okay.
Spence,
Well, so you can find it.
What is that? Where's that? Where exactly is that?
You're talking to
around the
someone.
Okay. I can't hear.
Can't hear through the.
Oh man.
You don't know sign
He's
language.
doing some type of hand signal. So.
Well, Willis Bar. We'll figure it out. So, okay. So, all right. So great. So, and if people, just if they go to your website, they'll see all this where they can find you as well.
So www.veryapropos.com, VERYAPROPOS.com, and then please do follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Apropos Music, APROPOS Music.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yep.
Good. Well, it's been a pleasure.
This has been great.
Great voice. I love your
Thank you so
love
much.
your stuff. Very
Thank you.
nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
A couple of those songs really put me in a a mellow kind of
that's what
chill.
we do, you know what I'm
good
saying?
vibe. And
Like I
going.
said, I just felt very, I feel the energy is great. It's very calm and cool and
Well,
chill.
good.
So
I never
I'm
want to
glad you
make my
felt it.
guests nervous. So good.
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right. Well, thank you again. It was a pleasure
Thank you,
and very nice meeting you and hearing your music. Some good stuff there. So,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, thanks to all of you out there. We appreciate you tuning in and listening. As always, do appreciate that for another edition of our Behind the Mic here in the beautiful MusicTown Studios, which is located right on the second floor of Hockeytown. And you can stop by all the time and watch. As the people doing on the other side of the window
right.
there.
Yeah, I see some going crazy. What's up?
They're not on camera, so you have no clue what we're watching through this window. Okay. Apropos, thank you so much for coming in.
So
it's
much,
been a
Pam.
pleasure. And
thanks everybody out there. Appreciate you.
absolutely. So again, thanks for watching. We do appreciate that. And I'm Pam Rossi. Until next time, have a great week.
God bless.